So let's think. We're going to do a more floor-based practice today. So come to sitting. I would grab something soft to have under your knees. And maybe a cushion. If we're doing some forward bends, cushions can be quite good, can't they, for stabilising the pelvis. So if you need anything like that, just grab that now. And then come to settling, sitting with your spine straight, hands on knees. And we'll take our little journey into our bodies, the same practice we almost always do, rolling the head. And letting the neck inform us this morning as to how she's feeling. You might do full circles, you might do semicircles. Noticing for yourself how your breath is, where your breath is. I can feel that because of my little cheese fest last night, my breath is right up around my collarbones. It's quite hard to get it to come down towards my diaphragm. And then coming to centre, circling the shoulders. Let's take a moment to circle the elbows. And then full arm extensions. Inhale as you reach up tall. Exhale as you come down. Well done. And on the next inhale, let's take arms overhead and fold elbows. Maybe have a little side stretch in either direction. How does that feel for you today? Just watch those shoulders don't accidentally hunch up around the ears. And then bringing your hands to your knees and circling your heart. So the temperature's dropping across the UK. I think even in Poole, I think there's snow forecast tomorrow. So we're going to do a heating practice where we really get to stoke the fires inside. Okay, switch direction. This might be a practice you want to remember. I'm trying to video it, so fingers crossed it will go up. But you might want to remember it because it's simple and it's a really great way to warm up inside. Okay, so coming up to centre, spine tall, sitting bones connecting to the floor. We're going to start by rocking the pelvis. So you're going to hold on to your knees. And as you inhale, you're going to move your pubic bone forward. Your gaze will gently rise, and as you exhale, the tailbone goes down, chin gently falls. So this is a Kundalini practice, and if you've ever done a Kundalini class, you'll know that they do quite like to take things to the extreme. So you might want to move a little bit faster than we normally do, or don't. Either option's great. But if you're interested in building up some heat, then you can really start to get to kind of inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, if that feels good. Or you can stay at a slower and steadier pace. It's going to be doing the same thing, just in a more gentle way. Well done. And then coming to settle and centre. Now this next one, if you're pregnant, it's not a great idea. So if you are pregnant, just take a long breath, long inhale, long exhale. But if you're not pregnant, as you exhale, you're going to pull your tummy back against your spine. So it's almost, it's called a bellows breath, where if you place your hand on your tummy, you exhale and you really pull the tummy in towards the spine. So it makes a bit of a, you're breathing through the nose. You don't need to even think about the inhale. The inhale will happen automatically. So you're fully focused on the exhale. Try not to let the shoulders accidentally get involved. It's all about the tummy moving. And again, you might want to speed that up if it feels good. And then coming to resting, that's Kapalabhati breath. And we're going to come back into some slow, steady circles as we isolate the sternum. We're basically going up through the chakras to motivate and stimulate. And then change directions. Noticing if there are any limitations where your body wants to take some shortcuts, or where your body is easy and happy to move. Okay, and then coming back up to center, and we're going to reach arms up high, and then bend elbows out to the side, palms are facing forwards, fingers are stretched. And we're going to start by moving to the right hand side. So the inhale is center, and as you exhale, you turn to face the right. Inhale center, exhale to the right. And then come back to center. Steady yourself. This practice is really going to supercharge your day. It's going to give you a boost. Inhale. And then we do the same to the left. Exhale to the left. And then come to center. Rest your hands down on your knees. And for the final one, you're going to inhale, take your hands towards your heart. Reach up as you look up. And almost like you're taking breaststroke in the Mediterranean on a balmy August day. And exhale and take your arms down. Inhaling as you come up. Lifting your gaze. And exhaling as you come down. Inhaling as you come up. Exhaling as you come down. One more time. Okay, well done. Let's come onto all fours. Hands are beneath shoulders, knees are beneath hips. Soften the elbows. As you inhale, look forwards. And as you exhale, tuck. How is that spine feeling this morning? Come to neutral, walk your hands further forward and let's circle our hips. Inhaling as you come forwards, exhaling as you rock back. And maybe this is a really big circle. Or maybe today feels like small circles. And just read your body, listen to the cues. And then changing direction. Then coming to centre, keep your hands where they are, drop the elbows down. So the bottom stays high. You're going to look straight ahead. And that might be enough for you. You want to be really careful with your neck. It is early morning after all, on a midwinter's day. But if that feels comfortable, you can walk or slide your hands forwards and lower your chest to the floor. For some of you, it might be better to drop your forehead to the floor. And take some really deep breaths here. And then come back up onto your elbows. Palms are flat to the floor, fingers are wide apart. Drop the hips down. And then peel the shoulder blades towards one another as you look ahead. Coming into Sphinx pose. And then gently move the weight into the palms. Maybe the elbows hover off the floor. Or maybe you can work the shoulders away from your ears and almost straighten your arms, but they're not straight. Elbows dropping down, forehead to the floor. Let's take hands either side of chest. Hover the hands, just a couple of centimetres off the floor. And use the pelvis as your pivot to inhale and lift your chest. So maybe the lower ribs stay grounded. Doesn't need to be a big movement. Or if you have super strong back muscles, you might come a little higher. And then extend the arms back, fingers moving towards the heels. Pelvis is the pivot. As you inhale, lift the heels as well as the heart. And take some breaths here. Coming down slowly when you're ready, take your hands either side of your chest. We're going to sit back on heels. Separate knees apart, toes stay together. Lay your torso down between your thighs, forehead to the floor. See if you can notice how it feels to breathe in the back of your heart. To let the shoulder blades slide apart. And then when you're ready, inhale and come back up onto all fours. Let's warm our hips up with a pigeon pose. So inhale, extend the right leg out behind. And as you exhale, bring the knee in. You might want to just bring it up towards your nose. See if you can give it almost a little tap. And then place the knee forwards as you slide the foot beneath you to the side. And come into a really comfortable pigeon pose for you, whatever that might look like. If you need a cushion, you can grab a cushion and place that underneath your right hip. That sometimes feels quite nice. And you get to choose. You can either stay in king pigeon pose, which is where you're sitting upright, or you can recline by walking your hands forwards. and laying your forehead to the floor. And then returning up to the king pigeon version. Press into your hands and slide your knees back together so you're onto all fours again. Inhale, the left leg extends out behind you. Exhale, tuck, see if the nose can contact the knee. And then knee comes forward as the foot slides beneath you. And you take as much wriggle as you need to make this feel good. Option to stay up in king pigeon pose, or to work your way forwards. So we're really working with this theme this month of grounding and rooting. So use your exhale to let yourself feel heavier. And coming back up onto your hands, sweep that back leg around, and we're going to come into Navasana. So let's start with hands behind, fingers pointing towards sitting bones. Lift your heart, roll the shoulders away from your ears. Make sure your neck is feeling relaxed and happy. Soften the elbows so you get to lean back a little bit more and just straighten the right leg. Try to keep the legs together if you can. And then exhale, drop the right foot down. And as you inhale, just the left leg. Pull your tummy muscles in towards your spine, connect with Mula Bandha. Toes to the floor. And then play with taking both legs. Keep pulling the tummy muscles in towards the spine. You can always have the knees bent. Especially at 6:30 in the morning you can. And then drop the toes down to the floor. And now bring your hands around the back of your thighs. And lift the shins so that they're parallel to the floor. Hopefully you can find a sense of balance there where it's actually not that much effort. See if you can lift the heart, pull the tummy in towards the spine, find Mula Bandha, the pelvic floor, and then you have the option of taking the arms either side of your shins. Well done. Let's take the feet to the floor, bring your hands back behind your sitting bones, push into the feet and the hands and come up into a table. And then drop the hips to the floor, keep the knees together, separate the feet apart. And we'll take little windscreen wiper legs. Easing out any tension that might have built up in that. Well done. And then coming up to centre, let's take some forward bends. So legs straight out in front of you, toes pointing up. I love to have something tilting my pelvis. I find that really satisfying. So don't be afraid to grab a blanket or a pillow and just perch on the edge of it, and it gives you this little boost with your pelvis. I'm kind of getting it from this rug now. And the toes are pointing upwards and the knees can be soft. Inhale as you reach your arms up. And as you exhale, forward fold. Maybe your hands just come to your shins. Or perhaps it's helpful to have them like stabilizers either side. Or maybe the hands can come to the toes. Do you know how many times I've heard someone say, oh, I don't do yoga because I can't touch my toes. It makes me laugh so much. It's like the definition of not understanding what yoga's about, right there. So wherever your hands go to, even if they don't touch your toes, find the breath, because this is what yoga is about, in my understanding. Take whatever wriggle is needed. Inhale as you come back up. Place your hands behind your back again. Keep the legs straight, point the toes, lift the hips, lift the heart. Lowering yourself back down. You're going to bend the right knee, hug it in towards you. I'm trying to position myself so you can see what I'm doing. And these toes are still strong because this is your anchor. This is not just like hanging out. It's keeping you stable. Let the knee drop out to the side. Sole of the foot comes to the inner thigh. Again, a cushion can feel really good here. It really does make a difference if the inner thigh is tight. It's like this bolster gives you permission to expand rather than slightly holding it into the midline the whole way through the pose. So don't feel shy about using a cushion there. Hands either side of your left leg. Inhale as you sit up. And exhale as you come forwards, maybe walking your hands either side, maybe hands to shin, maybe taking hold of the foot. Chin to chest, and a beautiful deep breath all the way through the back of the rib cage, the shoulder blades. And is Mula Bandha a part of this for you? Can you flex through the pelvis and connect to that root chakra? And inhale as you come back up again. Let's bring that knee up to center, place the foot across and add a little twist here. So you're going to hold onto the knee to let you sit up nice and tall, reach the left arm up, and as you exhale, take the elbow across, right hand comes behind you. Do whatever wriggle is needed. Notice the difference when you actively press that back hand down, you get to lift the ribcage up. Notice the difference if you allow your lips to gently smile. Bring that softness in. Well done. Inhale as you come back to center. Let's just slide that hip back, that heel back towards the hip. Stack the knees. This foot is still strong. Inhale as you sit up. And exhale as you come into a forward bend. Maybe you can take hold of your foot. Or maybe you keep with the stabilizers. Inhaling as you come back up. Unravel the legs. And this time bring the left knee up. Give it a little hug. Sit up nice and tall. Let the knee come out to the side, sole of foot to inner thigh. Right foot is pointing up. Place the hands either side of the extended leg. Inhale as you sit up. Find Mula Bandha, find that pelvic floor as you exhale and come forwards. Take whatever wriggle is needed. Inhale as you come back up. Bring the left knee up. Place the foot across. Inhale as your right arm rises, and exhale as the elbow comes across, left hand comes behind. Sometimes interesting how different it is to rotate from one side to the other. Inhaling back to center. Slide the heel back towards the sitting bones. Stack the knees one on top of the other. Be sure the right foot is still engaged, toes are pointing up. Inhale to lift the heart, and exhale to walk your hands forwards. Inhale as you come back up again. We're going to lie down on our backs. Open your arms wide to the side. And drop the knees in one direction, gazing in the other direction. Inhale back up to center. Dropping the knees one way, gaze turning the other. And then cross your ankles and rock your way back up to sitting. I could have done that for another half an hour at least. It felt so good. Thank you so much for joining today. Namaste, everybody.